3 games I'm excited for in 2025, so it's no secret that we're all excited for GTA 6. I know, I probably should have mentioned that at some point, but 2025 is going to be an awesome year for gaming in general. So sit down, relax, and let's go through some of the exciting games coming out next year. Caveat to all of this, these are just the 3 games that I'm most excited for at the moment. This will probably change. Firstly, I want to start off with MAFIA: The Old Country, otherwise known as MAFIA 4. MAFIA: The Old Country is expected to release in 2025, and this is a prequel set in the early 1900s Sicily. The game aims to explore the origins of organised crime, offering players the opportunity to explore deep narratives. The setting and time period will add a whole different layer to the Mafia world that we're so used to, and this will definitely create a stark difference from the current 3 Mafia games that we've seen. From the limited information we have about the game so far, it looks like this is the ultimate origin story of how the crime families originated in Italy. I've recently been playing through the previous Mafia entries, and so far I actually really love them. But with the hardware capabilities of today, especially with the PS5 Pro, I'm excited to see how 2K Games bring the world to life in the Old Country. Just based on what we can see in the trailer, the graphics, lighting and tone of the game feel incredible, and you can definitely see a Red Dead Redemption style colour palette being brought to the table, reminiscent of the time period. The next game I'm excited for is Skate 4. Now, if you're a similar age to me and in your late 20s, and of course into skateboarding when you were growing up, you'll remember the Skate series of games. In my opinion, Skate 1, 2 and 3 were some of the most fun skateboarding games to ever release on console. Till this day, I still play Skate 3 at least once every couple of weeks. It's a great game to play while listening to the VICE podcast. Wink wink. Skate 4 is definitely one of the more niche games predicted for launch next year, as unlike Rockstar, their development team are very open about what the game will entail.
Hello. Over the last few years, we've been hard at work on the next evolution of Skate.
Well, it appears to be that way anyway. They have confused me a little bit, because they've shared so much gameplay footage of the pre-alpha version of the game. However, in the actual release trailer, which was 2 minutes and 49 seconds long, there was only 20 seconds of actual skateboarding footage. Very strange. However, all in all, I'm very excited to see how they've taken the format of an already great game and expanded upon it for the new iteration that is Skate 4. Now with Skate 4, there are some key things that I would like to point out. Firstly, this game is going to be crossplay, with a lot of games at the moment limiting themselves to certain consoles, and of course different games developers doing marketing deals with other console manufacturers. This has been a massively controversial topic in the gaming space when it comes to console or PC exclusivity. Another thing to note, that the developers of Skate have mentioned that there will be no paid loot boxes in the new game. Now when it comes to what actual sort of monetization they'll try to utilize in the game, we have no idea, but I do think they're trying to make a point that there will be no loot boxes or randomized paid items. I personally think this is a great step in the right direction for gaming. However, of course they still need to further monetize the game following its release. They've also said that there'll be no areas of the map locked behind a paywall, and there's also no paid gameplay advantages, with an emphasis on that Skate 4 is designed for all players, even those of us who do not wish to spend money on it, which I think is a fantastic precedent to set. Now I've seen a lot of people talk about how loose this footage looks, and you've got to remember this is pre-alpha development. If we look at any game during pre-alpha development, they usually look pretty rough. I'm sure it will come out absolutely fine. The other great thing about Skate 4 is supposedly it's going to be available on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PS4 and PlayStation 5 alongside PC, which means that if you're currently using a PS4, you don't need to upgrade to play the game, which I think is a fantastic attitude to the gaming community. Now I've mentioned the developer a few times during this, but Skate 4 is actually being developed by a brand new studio called VICE.CLO, which according to Games Radar was founded to help guide the Skate franchise into the future. VICE.CLO is based in Vancouver, where EA Sports and Respawn Entertainment are located, and it's staffed with a mixture of Skate series veterans from EA Black Box, including creative leads Darren Chung and Cuz Parry, and of course developers that are new to the game. I personally think that this is fantastic because the previous Skate games had nothing necessarily wrong with them. The whole premise of the game just needs to be updated, so if they can pull that off and add some new functionality, I'm fairly confident that this should be a fantastic game. And if anyone from Skate is watching this, please let me playtest the game. Love you, bye. Next of course we have GTA 6, and if you want to know anything about GTA 6, you know I've got you covered. But essentially this will be the biggest game of the year, or the biggest game of the next 5 years, or even 10 years for that matter. Despite Rockstar Games being one of the most quiet games developers in the world, if not the quietest games developer in the world, we actually do have quite a lot of information to go off. We of course have all of the information from 2022, and of course trailer 1, and of course Take-Two Interactive's comments on the release cycle for the game and what their predictions are, and a whole host of other things. At the moment, based on the information we have, it does look like the game will be releasing of fall 2025. However, in my humble opinion, it is possible to expect some delays. It is Rockstar Games, but I guess we'll just have to see what happens in due course. Now with Grand Theft Auto 6, there's definitely two elements to consider. There's the online component and of course the story component. The story component is a part of the game that of course everyone falls in love with, but after a certain period of time it does take a backseat to the online modes of the game. This will in fact be the first Grand Theft Auto where the online component of the game will probably be the priority. With every new Grand Theft Auto and Red Dead Redemption release, we can see an evolution of Rockstar Games' approach to producing games. Whether that be functionality and features, whether that be mechanics, whether that be just a general upgrade to the game engine, with physics models and simulations, we can expect GTA 6 to be the most evolved game ever produced. With every release that Rockstar Games has put out, they've always been slightly ahead of the curve. And one of the things I'm excited for with GTA 6 is not necessarily just the story or the online component, but the new technology that this brings to the industry. Every Grand Theft Auto release has encouraged innovation within the games market. A lot of the core fundamentals from Grand Theft Auto games are carried over into other games in the industry, whether this be good or bad. For example, the introduction of microtransactions. But based on the patents that we've seen filed by Take-Two Interactive, it looks like we're going to be seeing a load of new technologies brought into the game in GTA 6. Everything from traffic AI patents to interior generation patents and a whole lot more. Of course, I've gone into depth on each of these topics on my channel in the past, so please make sure you check out my GTA 6 playlist, as there's hundreds of videos in there going through every bit of information we've ever had about GTA 6. Now, I'm really keen to learn what games you're excited for next year. I do think my list here will evolve in the next week, 2 weeks or coming months. Of course, as we get more information about new games, I'm broadening my horizons and also trying new games that I've never played before. I'm also currently working on a dedicated Skate 4 video. Obviously a lot of this video was about Skate 4, but there is actually quite a lot of information to unpack. So if you would like me to go a bit more in depth on that game, please let me know. I feel like I'll probably put out the video anyway because I'm enjoying making it, but if you do want to see that, please make sure you're subscribed. So let me know in the comments what game you're excited for, and if there's enough interest on any of those comments, I might even make a video about it. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Spin the cylinder,